Vice President Kamala Harris didn't mince words. Donald Trump, she warned, is unhinged and a threat to American democracy. Her voice, usually calm and measured, took on a new urgency. The stakes, she emphasized, couldn't be higher. Trump, she argued, is hungry for power, unchecked power, the kind of power that could dismantle the very foundations of the United States. Harris's message was clear. This election is about safeguarding the soul of the nation. Her words were a rallying cry, a desperate plea to Americans across the political spectrum. Don't be fooled, she seemed to say, by the bluster and bravado. This is a fight for the very ideals that America holds dear. The upcoming election, Harris stressed, is a crossroads, a choice between a future where democracy thrives and one where it withers under the iron fist of authoritarianism. The decision, she reminded the nation, rests in the hands of the voters. All eyes are on Pennsylvania. This battleground state, with its 19 electoral votes, could very well determine the fate of the nation. Both Harris and Trump know this, and both are pouring resources into winning over Pennsylvanian voters. Harris, in her signature Converse sneakers, has been crisscrossing the state. She's met with farmers, factory workers, teachers, and small business owners. Her message is one of unity and hope, a stark contrast to the division and fear that Trump thrives on. Trump, meanwhile, has been holding massive rallies, his rhetoric growing more inflammatory by the day. He paints a picture of a nation on the brink of collapse, a nation that only he can save. His supporters, many of whom feel left behind and forgotten, roar their approval. Pennsylvania is a microcosm of America, a mix of rural and urban, working class and wealthy, white and people of color. Whoever wins Pennsylvania, many believe, will win the White House. Trump's recent comments have sent shockwaves through the nation. He spoke openly and without shame about using the military against his own citizens. His words, "the enemy from within," have a chilling resonance, echoing the language of dictators throughout history. These are not the words of a man who respects democracy, Harris argued. These are the words of a would-be autocrat, a man who sees himself above the law and accountable to no one. Trump's supporters, she warned, are being misled, their patriotism twisted into something dark and dangerous. The very idea of using the military against American citizens is antithetical to everything this nation stands for. It's a betrayal of the Constitution, a document that Trump swore to uphold and defend. His words, Harris insisted, are a threat to the very fabric of American society. The silence from many in the Republican Party is deafening. Their failure to condemn Trump's words, Harris suggested, is a tacit endorsement of his authoritarian impulses. Their silence, she argued, makes them complicit in his assault on democracy. Erie, Pennsylvania, a microcosm of a divided nation, a Rust Belt city on Lake Erie, where America's struggles are on full display. Once thriving, Erie has been hit hard by factory closures and job losses. Harris chose Erie for a major campaign speech addressing economic anxieties. Her message of empathy contrasts with Trump's divisive rhetoric. Trump taps into anger, blaming problems on immigrants and trade. Erie is a microcosm of a deeply divided nation. Harris and Trump vie for voters. The 2024 election is more than just a contest between two candidates, it's a battle for the soul of America. Harris and Trump offer starkly different visions for the future. Harris's campaign is built on hope, unity, and healing divisions. Trump stokes division and fear, painting America as under siege. The choice for voters is clear: hope and unity or fear and division. Section 6. Beyond the headlines, a look at the bigger picture. The 2024 election is about more than just who occupies the Oval Office. It's about the very soul of America. It's about whether the country will continue to be a beacon of hope and democracy, or whether it will succumb to the darkness of authoritarianism. The stakes have never been higher. The eyes of the world are on America, watching to see if this grand experiment in self-government can survive. The outcome of this election will have profound implications not just for America, but for the entire world. The choice facing American voters is stark. It's a choice between two fundamentally different visions of America. It's a choice between hope and fear, between unity and division, between democracy and authoritarianism. The time for complacency is over. The time for silence is over. The future of America hangs in the balance. Every vote matters, every voice matters. The destiny of the nation rests on the shoulders of its citizens.